If you're watching this video, you are either one of the people who are asking me on social media to do more deeply or longer content for college admission tips and wondering what took me so long to do it, or you're thinking about starting your own YouTube channel, but you're still on the fence on what the process looks like and whether or not it's a good idea for you. So, either way, welcome to my channel. My name is Karina, and in this corner of the internet, I share study tips, productivity hacks, and practical frameworks to help you to elevate your life through education, amongst other things like this video that feels almost like a personal diary about my feelings and my learnings after posting videos on YouTube for 1 month. My hope is that this video helps you on your journey, as well as maybe or even hopefully something that I can look back to and appreciate how far I've come since then. I uploaded my first long-form content on my YouTube channel on the 1st of June of 2024. So it's been literally a month since I started. And here's my journey so far. Because that was my official start date, but the planning and the work that I've been doing just to prepare for it has been much longer. I currently have 171 subscribers, and here's what I've learned so far in my own YouTube journey. I know that it's quite difficult to take the first step to record and share videos on YouTube, especially as an introvert like me. And because of that, I was actually tinkering with the decision of starting my YouTube channel for a year before I even posted my first video. And that's because when we put ourselves into uncomfortable positions like this, where we expose ourselves on the internet for the whole world to see, it's normal to get a fight or flight response reaction that leaves you anxious, nervous, and scared altogether from sharing so much about you for others to see. And if you don't take action at the moment when the motivation or inspiration to start a new YouTube channel strikes, it's actually going to take a lot of your cognitive load to get over your brain's tendency to overthink all the reasons why it wouldn't work. And this is where we'll start to make all sorts of excuses to why we can start. Why we don't have the tools to make a video, or the knowledge of how to edit, to the point where we start to procrastinate and actually convince ourselves that we're just unprepared. But there's never going to be the perfect time to start. As the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and the second best time is today. And in the same way, many people get caught up with the idea that YouTube is saturated and that creators don't earn as much as they used to, which is true. And in many ways, YouTube has already reached its equilibrium point, where the demand for videos is already met with the supply of the enormous amount of content that has been created since YouTube has started decades ago. But there's still so many opportunities available for new creators to grow their communities with long-form content in ways that is unparalleled compared to other social media platforms. Because long-form content allows you to share more in-depth content and allow your followers in return to get to know you better. On the other hand, some people hesitate to start their YouTube channel because of their fear of what others will think of them. And all I can say to that is just let them. Because the right people will support you and celebrate you for it. I know that it's been a little over a year since I came out of my shell and started posting content on social media about my experience at Harvard and general college admission tips, but it hasn't always been like that. I know that at the moment I have an audience of about 50,000 high achievers and ambitious life learners following me across my social media channels. And that's a lot. Like, when I think about it, that's almost an entire football stadium that actually knows me and follows me in some way or another. And this kind of exposure was once unthinkable for me as an introvert at heart. But for me to have the impact that I wanted to have in the world, to help as many people as I can to reach their own potential and elevate their lives through education, I knew that I needed to do more. Because while I know that working one-on-one is something that I personally love. Like, I love seeing my students progress and being able to celebrate their wins. But I also know that's not scalable. And creating content like this is my way of helping people who are go-getters and who want to level up their lives with education. In terms of finding your niche and figuring out what type of content to create on YouTube, for me it was quite easy because I share on my channel mostly what I've learned so far in ways that I wish I had when I was younger, with the hopes of helping others in their own growth journey. And while I have a small audience outside of YouTube, I have an even smaller audience on YouTube, who already expects me to create a certain type of content, like college admission tips, which I already do across some of my other social media channels. And because of it, I'm taking this opportunity to branch out of my usual content that is focused on college admissions, to also create videos about productivity, study tips, and self-development, to explore my interests and create videos that I want to instead of trying to please the algorithm. I have to say though, I'm also still very conscious about sharing my social media and YouTube channel with friends and family, because I don't think that they fully understand or even support my decision to leave a successful six-figure tech job to become a content creator. But since I started, I was able to help a lot of people with my educational content. And I found a lot of fulfillment in reading messages from my followers about their wins and all the ways that my content has inspired them. And this kind of feedback has been incredibly precious because that has inspired me to keep going and take the leap to create this channel. And I hope that one day I'll get to the point of being very proud of what I've built with this YouTube channel, to the point where I would want to talk about it to everyone that I come across on the streets. But I'm just not there yet. Because for me in particular, it's quite intimidating to even start posting on social media to an audience that was not my close friends and family. But I think starting with TikTok really helped me to become more confident talking to a camera. And also because I started with TikTok, where videos are much shorter, it felt easier and less consequential. Whereas YouTube always felt more intimidating because the content is much longer and complex to create. And for TikTok, I would already take an hour just to shoot and edit a 1-minute video. So I couldn't even imagine how long it would take to shoot and edit a video that is longer than 5 minutes. And boy oh boy, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't expect it to be this hard. I started this project of starting my YouTube channel being overconfident. And I decided that 2024 was the year that I would launch my YouTube channel, and I saw some statistics about what it takes to reach your first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and the average was around 150 videos. And since then, I decided to try to do it in 1 year with a very aggressive posting schedule of 15 videos per month, or 1 video every other day. But I never thought that 1 video would be that much work. I spent more than 27 hours on research and scripting alone for every single video. Not to mention the 12+ hours editing the video itself and working on the creatives for the thumbnails, video descriptions, tags, and etc. And it's a lot of work for one person. So just for you to have an idea, since January I was working on video ideas, researching and creating scripts for 3 months. And only in April I was able to start actually filming those videos. And by the end of April, I had 19 videos recorded. And the next few weeks since then were spent on editing them. So by the beginning of June, I even had 5 videos already scheduled on the platform before I even made my debut on the 1st of June. Not to mention the 14 other videos already recorded and on the pipeline for editing. And at that point, I was feeling pretty confident about my plan. And I really thought that I did enough to prepare and to keep up with my aggressive posting schedule. But by the second week of June, I was already 10 days behind my posting schedule. Because after editing the 3 first videos myself, I decided that while I could do it, I was probably not the best at it because I was spending so much time doing that one single task. So I decided to already prioritize and delegate the parts of the video production that I could, so I could focus on the things that I was uniquely positioned to do, which was actually doing the research and writing the scripts using my personal experience at the forefront of my content and outsourcing the video editing. But I also quickly realized that while they were great at their job, it still took them a very long time to edit videos. So it did free up some of my time, but it didn't necessarily speed up the video editing process itself. So at the end of the month, instead of posting my planned 15 videos, I ended up just posting 9. Which I know, it's already a lot, but I definitely fell short of my expectations and my plans. And that's because doing things by yourself, it's hard. It's just a lot of work. And when you see all those bigger and more established YouTube channels, they usually have specialized teams and resources to create a high output of quality videos consistently. From video editors to researchers to copywriters and so much more to make their process smooth. But if you're starting out like me, that's probably not our case. And if you're doing things by yourself, it's hard. It's a lot of work because you just don't have those resources. You don't have the manpower or this expert knowledge available to you. So you just gotta do with what you have. But that's not necessarily a disadvantage because that means that you can learn a lot about each part of the process. And even if you're not good at it now, keep going because repetition makes it better. And I've already seen a lot of improvement, not only in the time that I take to script my videos, but also in the time that I take recording them, in the little time that I've been doing YouTube. So don't give up. I know it's a struggle in the beginning, but you're gonna get better. You know, I'm becoming better at every single time that I'm creating a video. And don't get discouraged from not blowing up from your first video, because it takes time for people to get to know you before you start building trust with this new community that you're building. And you can either look at it as a glass half full or as a glass half empty. Because if your videos are not getting many views, that also means that there's not a lot of people seeing your content and judging you while you're still improving on your craft and getting better at making videos. So here's my cheeky question for you. What would you create if no one was watching? And that's something that I remind myself of every single time that I sit down to make a video. Because with this mindset, you're more likely to be more authentic and create what you truly want and to find the kind of people that are meant to watch your content. And there's literally no use of comparing where you are to other more successful channels, because you would be literally comparing your day 1 to their day 3000. Even watching one of my favorite creators, Ali Abdal, while I'm celebrating my first month on YouTube and my 10th video, he was celebrating 800 videos and 7 years on YouTube. So it's just unrealistic for me to compare my journey and where I am right now to where he is, because I just started. And if that's where you are as well, just know that there's literally no need for comparison, because what makes you special is you being uniquely you. I have to say though that I'm quite a perfectionist, and having the perfect setup was always holding me back from starting my channel. And I know that having access to certain more professional equipment might have been helpful to increase the quality of my videos and to save time. But I'm a big believer on mastering your equipment and making the most with what you have. And here's one of the things that I heard around many times, but never really took it to heart because I wanted to create videos that I was proud of. There's literally nothing stopping you. Because if you have a camera and an internet connection, you can already create videos on YouTube. I was procrastinating for a long time until I decided that enough is enough, and I just started recording my videos with my iPhone, and honestly, they turned out quite okay. This video is filmed on an iPhone, so let me know your thoughts. I'm still very scrappy, and my current shooting setup was improvised with many cardboard boxes on top of each other. And it's okay, because I know that my first 100 videos are not going to be the best, but I'm going to learn from it and get better with experience. So this is me putting the work and doing my reps until I get good at this YouTube game. And I have committed to create at least 150 videos before I give up. And again, that's just because 150 videos is the average amount of videos most new YouTube channels need before getting monetized. So subscribe to my channel to see how I progress and if I ever reach this goal. And I have to say that in the beginning, creating this YouTube channel was mostly altruistic, in the sense that I was really focusing on sharing the content that I wish I had when I was growing up, so others could learn from my mistakes and fast track their growth without going through the same mistakes as me. But one of the benefits that I honestly didn't expect from YouTube has been to also become a better learner as a result of teaching others what I've learned. Because to create these videos, I had to dive back and reflect on the learnings that I had in the past few years as an international student, studying at some of the world's best universities, and just trying to figure out life. And sharing my learnings publicly has also helped me to remember and revise all those lessons that I've learned, from random comments that I had on some of my old notebooks, or some random notes on my phone. And I'm really happy to say that this whole process of creating videos on YouTube has made me a better teacher and also a better student. And side note here, if you watch any of my study tip videos, I talk a lot about the Feynman technique to help people to study more effectively. And going through the process of writing down what I've learned for the script of my YouTube videos, and essentially teaching it on camera for you to watch, has been very fulfilling by itself, because it has also helped me to revise some of those concepts and remember some of those learnings too. And I hope that the learnings that I shared on this video helps you to become a YouTuber as well. Just note that what I shared on this video is based on my experience and my personal journey, so always take it with a grain of salt, because everyone's process is different. I know that I took a long time with planning, scripting, filming, editing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be this way. If you're creating vlogs, for example, I think that the whole process flows much more quickly because you don't necessarily have to think through what you're gonna say and back it up with research. So again, everyone's journey is different. I hope that this video gave you a little bit of an insight of what this process looked like for me and what you can learn to make the process better for you. And thank you so much for watching this video until the end. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, please subscribe to this channel and share this video with a friend who might benefit from it. And let me know in the comments what has been the most important lesson that you learned in this video. And if this video has inspired you to create your own YouTube channel, please share it in the comments so we can support each other and grow together. And if you have any lessons from starting your own YouTube channel that I didn't cover in this video, please share it in the comments because I need that advice and your ideas might help someone else too. And if you'd like to supercharge your learning and earning potential with a degree from a top university, you can check out some resources I made available for you on this video description. Don't forget that the more you learn, the more you can achieve. So stay inspired, stay motivated, and I'll see you in the next video.